y'all, welcome back to my channel, Southern Tea. It's the girl Lady J, back bringing you, my commentary on the latest in female rap and, urban news sometimes. But before I get into my video, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, comment, share, and since you already here, you need to subscribe to the channel, okay? So, PSA for all y'all who choose to watch my videos yet have an issue with my lengthy videos, okay? I got to elaborate my reasoning because y'all be quick to misconstrue my words or make me out to be some type of hater when I'm clearly giving you my first, second, and third claim, evidence, and my conclusion, okay? So, get the fuck over it. So, let's get right into it, baby, because y'all know I don't be wasting no time. So, this first topic is just fucking disgusting. So Glorilla recently said in an interview that she likes her nigga to nut on her food, okay? Or to all my people who like to use the scientific or politically correct term or whatever, she like her nigga to ejaculate his semen on her damn food before she eats the child. So take a listen to this nasty ass shit.
You nasty too, you think? If people were like, if I had to say about Glorilla in bed, she is nasty,
y'all
freaky.
Be doing some nasty, like, I do some shit that I never heard of.
Like what?
We need the examples. Okay. You too far in now.
Yeah.
Alright, so some people you got done eating, then we had sex right after. And some food, and I'ma still eat it. So if you been like none of my food, I'ma eat it.
It's like dressing.
It is.
So let me know what you think of that below. Now, Glorilla did come out after she received a little bit of backlash to say she was just playing. But bitch, why would you play like that in an interview, okay, where you say some foul ass shit like that in front of all them women that's on air live? Like, that's fucking disgusting. I don't care how, that's not playing to me. And I honestly feel like, though, she wasn't playing. She was dead ass with her country ass, okay? I'm country too, but not that fucking country where I want my nigga to nut in my food, bitch. Okay, he might as well nut straight in your mouth if you want to eat his nuts so goddamn bad. Like, semen is sperm was made to go in your vagina, not food, okay? This kind of reminds me when Cardi says she likes to pick Offset scabs and eat them. I see exactly why these hoes is best fucking friends and calling each other cousins, because they both doing some nasty ass shit. Like, I like Glorilla to a certain degree, but this right here is why I really can't get into these new bitches too deep, because they just be saying anything. Like, I just find it so tasteless she would even say something like that. Like, bring back the days of shame, okay? Bitches wouldn't dare to say some shit like that in public, even if they was doing that shit in private. Like, some things the world and the internet just don't need to know. I didn't need to know that, didn't want to know that. I could have went without that information for the day. So I found that to be tacky, tasteless, and very classless. She was just giving Nicki props the other day and saying how she would like to have the longevity in the rap game that Nicki has. Well, baby, Nicki ain't last as long by saying no clown shit like that, because Nicki would never. Beyonce would never. Since you want to be like Beyonce too, and that's embarrassing as hell. But let me know what y'all think about that below. And out of curiosity, is there anyone else out there like Glorilla who like to have their nigga nut on their food before they eat it? Because maybe it's just me, but I don't get down like that, okay? I don't know why anyone would want sperm swimming in Ace's spaghetti or anything. Like, ew, because sperm swims. But let me know what you think below in the comments, chat. Now, the next topic I want to get into is Caresha dragging one of Diddy's hoes. So yesterday, I told y'all how Caresha went off on Academics after it was revealed Diddy had a baby with some random Asian chick the other day. And Caresha and Academics went back and forth on Twitter because Academics called her a side chick and Caresha went off on his ass. But if you want the tea and my thoughts on that, you can check out my last video. So fast forward to today, and one of Diddy's hoes decided she wanted some attention because I guess she's seen Diddy publicly come out and defend Caresha and what they have going on together. And I think it kind of just made her a little jelly, okay? She got jealous. The bitch felt some type of way. And she decided to be shady and took to her Instagram and made this lame ass post. So in the post, first of all, the sound was shady as hell. But she said, when she beefing with you over a ninja, but whole time he got somebody else pregnant. And then she captioned the post with City Girls Down 1000. And let me just pause and say, I hate when I see non-black women do this. Y'all see how she put that black ninja in there? Yeah, that's supposed to mean nigga, okay? If you know, you know. So I didn't feel sorry for this hoe when Caresha dragged her ass for filth, because after this was posted to the blogs and Caresha seen this, that's exactly what the fuck Caresha did, okay? So Caresha went on Twitter and said this: Gina, you been down bad ever since I came into the picture, ho. You been crying for a baby for 10 years. Ho, you been around as a bitch that eat puss and dick. When he feel like it, you a eater. You the same bitch that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi. Now she said Sushi child, but she went on to say this: You want a baby, bitch? I have a career, ho. You a certified freak. You haven't heard from Diddy since the awards reminiscing on abortions. Let that hurt go, Chun-Li. You want a baby, bitch? I have a career, hoe. You a certified freak. You haven't heard from Diddy since the awards reminiscing on abortions. Let that hurt go, Chun-Li. You want a baby? If I wanted you to eat my puss, Diddy would have had you on your knees, hoe. You a eater. Bitch, you a munch. Y'all hoes play with Diddy, not me. For real, I'm on one. I'm with whatever, whenever, at any given time. Whew, okay. Now, when Gina did respond via her Instagram stories after, Caresha had posted all this, and this is what Gina had said. Caresha, you know you want to taste this yum yum sauce. But why these bitches playing like this? But Caresha responded and said this. I'm a spicy mayo type bitch, by the way. I don't do brown sauce. Okay, so Caresha saying she like them spicy white girls. But anyways, like I said, Young Miami dragged that bitch for filth, and I ain't gonna lie, I believe Caresha when she said that Gina is a eater, and she only comes around when Diddy wants her to participate in certain activities, because this bitch stay pressed. Okay, she stayed trying to comfort Caresha. They got into it earlier this year. She obviously feels some type of way about what Caresha and Diddy have going, and it's very evident. And honestly, I don't think Gina wants them problems with Caresha. I don't. And I'm not mad at Caresha for dragging this hoe, especially after she basically said, nigga, like, I can't stand non-black women who be fucking on black men and have mixed babies and think they get a pass out of nowhere to, say and do certain shit in the black community. Nah, baby, that ain't how it works, okay? But honestly, I really feel like Diddy put her in this situation. Even though she grown, she chooses to fuck with this man simply because he's taking care of her. I just don't agree with him basically glamorizing this life to his children, because he has daughters that are looking at this. And I don't think Caresha should be glamorizing this life for her child, because I know she also has a daughter or two. I don't know how many kids, but I know she got a daughter. Like Caresha can't really be mad that one of Diddy's hoes is coming for her, because, he got so many, and he's, she's a public figure. He's a public figure, but that's, they them kids. That's they damn business. I'm gonna shut up and mind my tax bracket, but y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that below. Okay, so now the next topic I want to get into is Latto delusional ass. So earlier today, Barb's on TikTok caught Latto threatening Nicki in her TikTok comments when she responded to a Barb. So this is what was allegedly said. Okay, so a Barb had commented on her video and said, Nicki is mother while Mulatto is not. And then Latto responded and said, y'all stands annoying. I'll slap you and her. Now, when fans were going back to this comment to verify the validity of this comment, like, did she just say what the fuck we think she said? They noticed Latto's response was deleted. So someone commented and said, did she delete that comment that she replied to you? And the person responded back and said, yeah. So this is very interesting because, bitch, you got some motherfucking nerve, okay? And I never mentioned this, but in that flop ass song, Fuck the Club Up, she dropped with Glorilla, okay? When Latto said security can't even say your ass, I'm trying to go. I really honestly felt like when I heard that she was taking shots at Nicki, because we all know how that Harper Bazaar incident went with Nicki and Cardi back in 2018. So I feel like this hoe was being shady and being funny by being slick and alluding to that. But bitch, you couldn't touch Nicki with your pinky ring, bitch, okay? You couldn't even come close enough. You said yourself you have yet to see Nicki in person. Your first time seeing her was at the VMAs, okay? Bitch, you couldn't even be in the same space, okay, Latto? The nerve of you. And then the bitch gotta be hella bold because the Barb's already been dragging your ass the past 2 months, bitch. Ain't you tired, okay? Ain't you tired of fighting, Celie? You really trying to end your flop ass career earlier than what it got to, okay? Because saying shit like this will definitely make other celebrities in the industry pick a side, and it won't be yours, because you trying to entice violence for what, okay? You're mad at her fans. That has nothing to do with Nicki. Nicki been MIA for the past month, bitch. Now she can play this off all motherfucking day if she wants to, but it's people who saw the shit with their own eyes before her comment was deleted. But she did go on Twitter and seemingly respond to the accusations by liking and retweeting an old tweet she tweeted last week that said, y'all believe anything for real. Like, bitch, stop. Okay, you said what the fuck you said, so stand on it. Okay, instead of being violent towards the queen of rap to try to further your flop ass career, go worry about doing and saying some shit that will gain you some fans to support your flop ass music. Okay, bitch couldn't get a fan if it was hanging from the goddamn ceiling, child. Because why did that Glorilla collaboration you just did, not even 2 weeks ago, barely just cracked 1 million views with your wannabe flourishing ass? Okay, why don't we call this shit out? Because the minute Nicki talking about slapping this bitch in the record, she gonna go cry for some sympathy, okay, child? And I just can't. Like, let me know what you think of all this below, but I absolutely do not think that this was fake at all. So the next topic I want to get into is Cardi B. So Cardi was recently called out by one of her Barty Gang members for being rude and disrespectful towards them. So, you know, the other day when Cardi addressed those so-called leaks, and, you know, she also previewed a scrap song on Twitter from her upcoming album. And a lot of her fans liked what they heard and started asking her when the album was coming, you know. So one fan said this: "Speaking of what's expected, how's that release date coming?" And need I mind you, the fan wasn't rude or disrespectful at all, as you can see. But Cardi must have felt some type of way since everybody asking her about this album that was supposed to have been came out down there 3 years ago. She turned around and said this: "Speaking of expected, when are you getting a job? I don't fuck with you." Which is crazy because this is one of her fans, aka one of the people funding her lifestyle and supporting her and streaming her music. So these celebrities gotta get enough of disrespecting the very people that support their music. They're gonna get enough of this shit, okay? Because if you don't have fans, bitch, you ain't making no money. Because who gonna be buying and streaming your shit? Okay, who gonna support you? Your fucking fans. Which is why Cardi ended up deleting this rude ass, unnecessary ass tweet. That's like me going to work and cussing out my boss when he got to be the one to sign off on my paycheck. Like, it's just dumb. And it's not just musicians, it's these nail techs, these hairstylists. Like, being rude to your clients is not gonna keep them coming back or referring you to anyone, or referring you to someone for them. Like, they put money in your pocket. Like, your fans is the ones supporting you. Why would you want to kill or hurt that support system? It's just dumb. That's like biting the hand that feeds you, baby. You can't do that. But honestly, I'm not surprised because this is not the first time we have seen Cardi B disrespect her fans. I remember a few months back, she was mad at her fan base and got to calling them stupid. Like, bitch, what? She even said she hated them at one point. Okay? She said she hated this stupid ass fan base. I remember that. Now, the fan did go on to tweet this: "So yes, she embarrassed and disrespected me. Yes, she ignored everything I said and did to support her. Yes, I'm no longer a fan. Laugh, but at the end of the day, none of you matter to these people either, and we all look like clowns arguing and obsessing over them. Good day." And I found that kind of sad yet true. At the same time, people do go really hard for people who don't care about them and will never meet or see them in life. However, I can't say that applies to Nicki Minaj because Nicki is very active with her fan base. She put a lot of the Barbs through school. She's checked on Barbs many times. I remember her not even a few months ago checking on the Barb that was like homeless. She does mental health check-ins, puts money in their pockets. She addresses the Barbs in a respectful manner when she has an issue. So I can't say Nicki doesn't care about her fans, but these other bitches ain't doing what Nicki is doing at the same time. They want to have, you know, her longevity so bad. Well, she ain't get here by disrespecting her fans, especially when they are just asking about the music, because they are the ones funding her career and her lifestyle. So I just find it unfortunate that Cardi doesn't respond to the support from her fans half as much as she responds to criticism. Rather, the criticism is coming from her fans or from haters. Like this person said, she's ignored all the tweets of them supporting her. But the first time Cardi interacts with this fan, she's cussing them out because she don't like they asked about the music, because she been starving her motherfucking fans for 5 years. But let me know your thoughts on that below. Now, the last topic I want to get into is Megan Thee Stallion and her testimony yesterday. So I'm going to sum some of this issue up with Megan's testimony. If you want a more in-depth synopsis, check out Milagro aka Millie from Mob Radio. She is doing a fucking fantastic job at covering this, especially since she has actually been seated in the trial since it started. So she's actually reported on what's being said. Crystal Nicole did a good breakdown. No Jumper, I think on Twitter, they're doing a good breakdown. So like I said though, Megan took the stand yesterday, and even though she looked the fuck good in that purple, child, because she did look good, okay? She looked the fuck good. Her testimony was a hot ass mess and all over the place. And before you hotties come at me, check the transcripts, because what I'm about to say has already been reported, okay? I'm just giving you my opinion about what has already been said and reported on in court yesterday and whatnot. So the problem with Megan's testimony is there was just too many problems. She had way too many holes in her story. From one, we all know she lied about fucking Tory for the past 2 years, including lying to the police about it and to Gayle King about it, and inevitably, you know, the world. She told the truth yesterday in court because it's just too much evidence to point to the fact that she was fucking Tory, and plus the prosecutors already, you know, who are on her side already admitted that she was. They just slid that on up in there. When they asked her about why she lied about having sex with Tory, she said that she was disgusted. So you disgusted about fucking that nigga multiple times? But, you know, I guess she's saying that she didn't become disgusted until after he shot her. So she says she was embarrassed and disgusted to how she could have shared her body with somebody who would shoot her. My thing is, though, you said from the beginning y'all wasn't having sex, and that's the narrative you've been running with for almost 3 years, and you've denied it on national TV, you denied it to the police, you've denied it every single time. You had to have known that it would come out, or at least get brought up in court at some point. So what's the point in lying when knowing it would just come around to bite you in the ass and make you look bad? Like, if she was honest about it from the jump, I don't think as many people would be doubting her, because when a person lies about one thing, that makes people look at them like, okay, well, what else is she lying about? So, you know, that's just how it is with anybody. So I see some people asking why it even matters and why is it relevant who she slept with, because in cases like this, that leaves room for motive as the reason as to why she was shot, regardless of who did it. And I say that because after her testimony, I'm not convinced Tory was the one who fired the gun. For one, she didn't see him fire the gun. She admitted that, okay? She told the cops the night all this went down, and it's in the transcript, she told them that she saw him pull a gun, but in court yesterday, she said she doesn't recall seeing him pulling the gun, and she don't know how he got to the gun, but she saw him with the gun even though her back was turned. And on top of that, there were times when she was asked certain questions, she would either catch an attitude or, you know, just say she doesn't remember, it doesn't recall, and the questions where she couldn't remember were key pieces of information, and some of these things she is claiming to not remember, they have her on record in the transcript saying that she told the police. So make it make sense to me. But other things that I thought did not make sense was when she claimed she didn't remember what Tory had on when they all had on swimming gear. Okay, you just left the pool party. What the fuck do you mean? Because she said how she or Kelsey couldn't have a gun on them since they had bikinis. Well, that nigga ain't have on shit but swimming trunks. Okay, so when they pointed that out, so, you know, Tory, how could he have it on him if all he had on was swimming trunks? She said she didn't remember what he had on. And I find that to be bullshit. I also found it very odd how she claimed she never had a physical altercation with Kelsey that night, even though she told the police that she did. And most importantly, there was an eyewitness who saw it from his balcony. So she flat out lied about that. So, you know, she said that's maybe what the paper might say, but she don't recall saying that. That's what she said in court yesterday, because that just don't make no sense. Making like, why would you say that, baby? So that just made her look completely ridiculous. You know, you said one thing to the police and now you're saying one thing in court. She also claimed that she acknowledges that Kelsey told her she's always backdooring her after Toy revealed to Kelsey that he was sleeping with the both of them. But in the same breath, she says that she basically didn't know what she was talking about when Kelsey said that she always backdoored me, and that, you know, she said she didn't have a response when Kelsey said that. But she was adamant that she never backdoored Kelsey and Kelsey never backdoored her, even though Kelsey had alluded to Megan sleeping after her multiple times, including with the baby and Ben Simmons. She claimed Kelsey had no reason to be mad at her and was really more upset with Tory, which again is weird when an eyewitness saw them throwing hands in the street. I also found it odd that she claimed she did not see Kelsey when the gun went off, but Kelsey, you know, she had gun residue on her hand, so she had to be very close by. So how could you not see her? Where was she? She also admitted that she did not see Tory fire the shots. She just saw him with the gun, like I said. And I found it weird when she claimed that she had physical therapy for months after the situation and how she really couldn't walk and she still has pain. I found that weird because we saw shortly after the shooting took place, she was on stage twerking her ass off like a week or two later. So what do you mean you had physical therapy and couldn't walk? She smirked when they asked her if they felt her career was bigger than Tory's, okay, or chuckled or whatever the case. She went from crying without tears to smirking and catching attitudes when they began to bring up her sexual relationship with Tory. And all of this is coming from people who are actually in the court. So I also found it a little odd when she claimed the reason why her and Kelsey fell out is because Kelsey met up with Tory at a hotel after all this shit went down. My thing is, though, if Kelsey is your assistant and your best friend and you was taking her everywhere, why you ain't take her with you to New York when you left the hospital, especially since she came with you to the hospital? Were you already on the outs with her? Were you already upset with her? So on top of that, Megan acknowledges she didn't want Kelsey in the room with her at the hospital, even though Kelsey was outside waiting and was there with her. She only wanted T. Ferris in the room. So my thing is, if that's your BFF and assistant and you wasn't upset with her like you said, and the last time you seen her was not in a good place, that's your best friend, why you ain't want her in the room with you or even take her with you when you left to New York after the hospital? So you had to be upset with her before she met up with Tory at the hospital, okay? Or before she met Tory at the hotel. She also said she hasn't seen Kelsey since that incident, which is crazy to me because you've known her for years, since your freshman year of college. That's your bitch, your best friend, okay? Supposed to be your best friend. So you just up and never saw her, spoke to her again, but was choosing to throw shots at her in your music when she's been quiet. Okay, so another hole in Megan's story is when she claimed her phone died or was dying when she got out the car, but she called her manager to come get her. So that didn't make sense to me. Was your phone dead, or were you able to make a call? Okay, so what also didn't make sense is how she got back in the car after being harmed by someone in that same car. And when she was asking key questions, or when she was asked key questions, she would just say, I don't remember, or I don't recall. And they would even read transcripts of what she told the police and would play videos of what she was saying on Instagram lives. And they even played her 2020 live she did when she name dropped Tory as the one who shot her. Okay, and it's like she's still, I don't recall, even though it's in your face. So it's like she says she doesn't remember to everything that would incriminate her or Kelsey. Okay, so she also had no recollection of Kylie asking her to leave, but she claimed the reason she left is because EJ, who's her ex-stylist, told her that her wig was slipping. And she also had no recollection of leaving Kylie's house in Tory's car and then having Tory's driver to turn back around and take her back to Kylie's house. And that's when she got Tory to leave with her. And she said she had no memory of that. Which my thing was, she claimed he had an attitude because, they left. Well, I would have an attitude too if you made me leave when I just got there and I wasn't ready to go. So she went back to the house because she wanted Tory to leave with her in the first place. That's what it looks like to me. What's very interesting is when they asked if she remembered being kicked out, out of Kylie's party, she was saying no, but people were reporting that she was nodding her head as if to say yes. So I thought that was a little bit weird. Now, what really gagged me is when the prosecutors who were on her side said she walked to the back of the car when she heard "dance bitch" and saw Tory, and she froze and ended up shot. But Megan got up on that stand and said she walked to the front of the car. And when they questioned her and said the prosecutor said it was the back, she said that the prosecutors were incorrect. Which, mind you, they are on her side preparing this case. So she contradicted everything. And on top of that, she told the detective, which they have on transcripts in the paperwork, she told the detective that she did in fact walk to the back and not the front. And when they questioned her about it, she said, no, it was the front. Okay. So she's claiming the prosecutors got it wrong. And she also claimed that the shots were coming from the back passenger side from where Kelsey had been sitting, even though she is saying that's where she seen Tory when he shot her, even though her back was turned. She also originally told the police and detectives that Tory crossed over Kelsey to get to where she was, but in court she claimed something different. She said she didn't see him do that, even though they have her on record claiming otherwise in the transcripts. So like I said, they brought up the 2020 live where she name dropped Tory as the one who harmed her, and when Tory's lawyer brought up things she was saying on that live that contradicted the reason she didn't say anything when it happened is because in the live she was saying she didn't say anything at first because the officer was being rude, and then we heard her say she ain't say nothing to the police when they asked because she was scared of the height of the George Floyd situation. And then of course she also said she ain't say nothing because it's looked down upon in her community to be a snitch in court. That's what she said yesterday. So which one is it? You gave 3 different reasons. Now 4 days after she was allegedly shot, they brought up the fact that she acknowledged that she didn't know if she was shot and didn't want to spread false information. She acknowledges that she said that. What is weird is she also claims she saw him shoot her. So both of them cannot be true at the same time. So how you see him shoot you that night, but you also say you didn't want to spread false info because you weren't sure if you were shot or not. So y'all see what I'm talking about? It's just confusing. And I fucks with Megan, okay? This just makes her look so bad. And this is the problem with telling lies. Not only do you have to keep up with them, you got to keep telling another lie to cover up the fact that you lied. Now, Megan did get very emotional and say that, she wished that he would have just shot and killed her had she known she was going to have to go through all of this. And subsequently, she wishes she was dead. Now, some people said she was being extra and was trying to pull a sympathy card, but we can't tell her how to feel. We have to remember this is a woman who lost both her parents and her grandmother. So all of the people who were in her tight-knit, close circle are really gone. She feels alone. Now, adding the fact that she's in the industry and following out with all these people, and she probably really does feel that way. And she also got very emotional when she mentioned that her boyfriend Party is embarrassed by her sexual relationships being thrown around. But baby, my thing is you made that bed, so baby, you gotta kind of lie in it. And if you said it's your body, you can fuck with who you want to. When the baby name dropped you, why is it he trying to make you feel shame for fucking Tory or anyone for that matter. You're a feminist, ain't you? Okay, your past relationship should not be embarrassing to your current relationship. You were harmed, and that's what party needs to focus on. On top of that, she was single at the time, so why is he embarrassed? She wasn't with him. So I do feel for Megan in the sense of, yeah, she is kind of alone in this world, and her partner probably looking at her all types of crazy. Okay, but babe, we make choices, and we got to live with those choices, unfortunately. So the second day the third day is today, which, you know, Kelsey is taking the stand, and it's reported that she did get immunity, so she pled the fifth, child. So this shall be interesting, but I will do more research and give my opinion when it becomes available. In the meantime, let me know your thoughts on all of this below. So remember, this is my commentary, my opinion. You can let me know yours below. I look forward to reading your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, lounge with your girl on my socials at Southern T. That's with 2 ways at the end, baby. Don't forget to keep it cute in them comments, okay? Be respectful or get blocked. I will see you in the next video.